Hello everyone, good morning. Today I'd like to answer a question I am asked very often. Who is a business artist and what he or she does? Well, it's not a path of an artist that is borrowed to the business world to inspire, entertain, or give a moment of peace and creativity. And it's also not a path of business people who enter and abandon their business, their workplace, to become artists. It's actually a bridge between two worlds which are closer than what we think and that have been somehow separated by our society and by our current model of business. I believe that through the use of art or heart, as I say it, we can bring and infuse back the humanity into the world of business. We're human and we need self-expression to fulfill our humanity. How are we going to express what we feel, why we feel in a certain way, what we think, only and only with the power of our minds? We need to tap into something that is deeper. Sometimes we don't even know why it's there, and we need a literacy to express it. My art or heart is poetry, one of the highest form of art in my view. I'm very biased because it connects the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, the psychological, and gives a voice to something that is actually invisible, is not there yet, but we perceive a presence, and we can transform ourselves and that present that wants to emerge. How? Well, it's about asking a question. It's about paying attention, listening very carefully to what is going on inside and outside, and not only to what's going on up here. This is very important. We need to give reason to a rational explanation to what we do and how we do it. But the why, most of the time, we need to interrogate the heart to be able to answer this question. So I like to read from the poetry of leadership, a poem called Being. The grandeur and the limits of being. I forgive my being a finite body, containing the infinite soul. In the spiritual terrain of memories, I start a dialogue with the whisper, the mystery and the adventure of my life writing poetry. Listening to the world, being courageous and vulnerable. The art and the discipline of vulnerability, embracing my inner rebel, in silence, being, finding an identity in transition. I create in noticing just being, reforming with poetry, being wildly in love with the world. Both hopes and dreams in a world of fear, the fabric of my own identity. Being happens between the margins, in the poetry of ordinary moments, driven by beauty, driven by the alchemy of a pilgrimage, sculpting a memory, random choices of fairy tales. In that equation I find my being. I catch a poem, fired by the music, making and sharing the space. We are learning to be and then change again. So this is an invitation. How can we use art, poetry, painting, dancing, any art that you feel drawn to learn how to be and then change again? That's the beauty and the creativity and the imagination that sparkles from art. So some self-inquiry questions that you can use to navigate this new being. Go for a walk in nature or a swim in the ocean, in somewhere outside where you are not limited only by your reasoning and the mind, and you can really access more of you and listening also to the environment around. Who do you need to become to transform your leadership presence in a workplace as in everyday life? Who do you need to become? Can you make it more artistic, more creative, more intuitive? From the poetry of leadership and the business artist. Ciao for now.